Zombie Apocalypse.
Hey guys, welcome to another video on this channel, Chalo Gaming. Today we will actually be discussing what things you need to do in order to be more successful in the No Tilt challenge and in the upcoming global tournaments that will be coming in season 14, 15 and so on. I have a bit of tips, some tips for you guys that I discovered during this global tournament, and you will be able to see some ladder gameplay of mine whilst I'll just go over this. So the first thing that I have written down is unless you have a lot of trust in yourself and you think that you're absolutely gonna win the challenge, do not play the first day. If you want to play to try out your deck or something, you can play the first day, but try to not play more than around 3 matches, because on the first day it's when most of the Clash Royale League players play, or when the esports players play, or the guys that are at the top of the ladder start to play. So you don't really want to get paired up with any of them, because it will be extremely difficult to beat them. So you prefer to wait to play on the second or third last day, as the people playing will most likely be worse than the ones playing on the first day. In addition, before starting to play, you have to decide what deck you will be playing, of course. And in these cases, it is very normally cycled decks are very useful, as when you're playing a challenge or a tournament, there is a lot more 2 times elixir and overtime than in ladder games. So the deck you choose must be very good in 2 times elixir or 3 times elixir, as it is extremely likely that the match will actually carry on and go into overtime, and then 2 times or even 3 times elixir, and sometimes even go to the tiebreaker, especially since there is a lot of expo in these tournaments, which most of the time go to overtime and tiebreakers. Another tip is before you play a game, practice your deck. Make sure that you like the deck, make sure that you are good at playing it, make sure that you know the interactions, make sure that you know your cards and the plays, and that you're comfortable using it. But the main question is, how do you do this? Well, you can do this by actually practicing a classic challenge before you start playing the tournament. You can also play a grand challenge, but I think a classic challenge is fine, because the grand challenge is a lot more expensive. It's 10 times more expensive, and the classic challenge can give you a good overview if you feel comfortable with your deck, if you know the interactions you have. For example, that a nice golem, when it explodes, its death damage kills bats and skellies, and stuff like that. That's very important, and those micro interactions will decide if you go through to the next round, or if you manage to get the 20 wins, or so on and so on. So actually do try to play a classic challenge before you get into these challenges, because in addition to that, they actually let you know what the meta is looking like, if there is a lot of golem, a lot of log bait, and if your deck is actually prepared to handle those type of decks, and how you can actually handle them with your deck. In addition, the next tip is, I would not recommend to play the whole tournament in one sitting. That means that when you're playing the tournament or the challenge, I would recommend to play 3, 4, 5 games in one sitting, and then take a break, get your mind off the game, or play some ladder, or just go do something else, and then come back, practice another game in ladder before you play in the challenge, and then you can play another 3 or 4 or 5 games and rest. This is because these games in the No-Till challenge and in the global tournament are actually very, they get you very stressed, as many times it's very close, and even though it's a game, it feels like it's more than that, you know, like you have a lot of pressure as you want to get to a certain amount of wins, so you want to be, you want to be playing well, and that way, so by resting you will manage to do that. So this takes me to the next tip that I have, which is actually before you play a match in the tournament, practice or make sure or play a match in ladder before, sorry. And this will actually make you it will give you more confidence, so that you see that you can win, or that can play, or that can make good plays. And the most important thing is that it will allow you to check if your Wi-Fi connection is stable or not. This is the most important thing for you to consider when you're playing in these tournaments, as even though imagine you're one of the best players in the world, if you have bad internet connection, it will not matter that you are the best player in the world and that you never lose. Because with bad internet connection, with lag and everything, you will not be able to win 99% of the times. So always check your Wi-Fi beforehand, and it is one of the most important things that you can do before going into these challenges. In addition, once you have decided your deck, you can go see your decks. For example, you can go in the leaderboards and then check everyone's main deck, or in the global tournament you can see the top 50, what deck they're using, and then make a list of that to then practice it and then use it more, maybe in the challenge or in the no-tilt challenge and classic challenges or stuff like that. But I would recommend that before jumping into a battle, you watch videos on YouTube, because there are so many Clash Royale YouTubers that upload crazy gameplay or just tips and tricks. So I would really recommend, imagine you choose 2.6 Hog Rider. Well, I would recommend you to not only watch gameplay videos, but also watch some tips and tricks videos. I have some tips and tricks videos that you can watch. Also, Boss CR plays many types of decks, and Sir Tag is one of my favorite Clash Royale YouTubers. He has amazing decks, and his attitude towards the game is very cool, and you just learn a lot from him. So watch tips and tricks and gameplay videos from the top players, such as, like, for example, if you're playing 2.6 Hog, you would want to watch Yersun YouTube channel, or Oyasu, which are one of the people that are in the top 5 players in the world in most of the seasons, and they upload their gameplay to YouTube. So that's very important, because you can see, apart from seeing the micro interactions, the key placements, and how you can play different decks that you will face in the tournament. And in addition, don't forget to practice. Practice is the most important thing you can do. Practice makes perfect, as we all know. So you can practice all of this in ladder, in challenges, as I said before. You can even play friendly battles to practice beforehand. This can be very good for you to practice and get your confidence up, because they are not very serious battles, as you're playing with people that you know, or you're not risking trophies. You're not going to fall behind on ladder. You're not losing some gems that you invested into a tournament. You're just playing for fun and to practice, and it is very important to really like your deck. So for example, I feel like the deck I'm stronger with is 2.6 Hog Rider, but it's not mainly because it's the one that works best in the meta. I don't think that this meta is the best for 2.6 Hog Rider, but since I've been playing it for so long, I know most of the interactions, which means that I'm fine with it, and I'm happy with it, and I have fun playing with it, which is the most important thing. So yeah, those are my main tips. If you wanna recap, you can just go back to the start of the YouTube video, and then just see what you think about it, and if you agree with any of these tips. So anyways, thank you for watching. I hope this actually helped, and if it did, I hope you get the 20 wins in the challenge, or more than 17 wins on the global tournament, so you can get all the rewards and stuff. But yeah, if you did, please like the video and subscribe, as it helps me and it allows me to keep making this sort of videos. And so yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next time.